Hello beautiful people, it's a girl Gine and it's Gine's signature. So today this is the top we're going to be making, a sheared top. So that was inspiration and this is what I made. So if you're interested in this tutorial, I'll be showing you how you can achieve this sheared part without making use of a rubber thread. I used another method to achieve this and it came out looking very beautiful. So like truly this video is not doing justice to this beautiful piece. So for the palazzo part, my client didn't want it to be too bogus, so that was why the palazzo is of a moderate size. It's not big, so if you want yours to be big, you can go ahead and do that, but the main emphasis is going to be on this top because that is what the AOC, the area of concentration, is going to be. So without wasting further ado, let's go over to the cotton table. So now, like I told you, this is the video that I showed earlier and this is what we're going to be making, and the concentration is going to be on the top. So now I folded my fabric into 4. So I'm going to be cutting both the front and the back at the same time because the front and the back are going to be looking the same thing. So on my fold there, I have about 21 inches in width. So however you want your sleeve to get to, kindly do that. So the next thing I did now is to just slope down my shoulder by 1.5 inches, and then I imputed my normal shoulder measurement first, divided by 2. So you divide your shoulder divided by 2 first, and then you indicate that. And then for the neck width, I'm going to be making use of about 6 inches. So for 6 inches, it's not going to be having any neck depth. So I'm just going to be using that 6 inches as my neck width because it's going to be a straight line neckline. So that is basically what I just did right here. So the next thing to do for me is to get my sleeve opening, and then for the sleeve opening I'll be making use of about 11 inches. So I'll just come down. Okay, I didn't use the whole fabric because it was too long, so I just measured out the length I need, and from there that is where I'm connecting my lines. So as you saw in the video, you don't really need the sleeve to be too long, so you just make sure you do what you want. So right there on my sleeve opening, that's the mark I indicated there. I'll just try and impute my hip measurement because that's the biggest part of the body, divided by 4, and then I'll add about 4 to 5 inches extras because you know this is going to be a sheared top that we're going to be shearing it like it's going to be smoky. So for the length, please, when you are getting the length of the top, please don't use the actual length of your top. Like for example, if your length of your top is 25, don't go ahead and cut out exactly that 25. Add some extra inches of about 2 or 3 inches because by the time you finish shearing or smoking the top, it's going to be jumping up. So you just need to be careful when doing that. So at this point, is either you do your lower part of the top a line shaped, or you can just go ahead and use your hip measurement as well. So this is entirely dependent on what you want. So that was why I drew those 2 lines for you to choose the one you want. So now I think we're basically through with the cutting, but I'll just come out here to indicate the neckline. And then around the armhole area like that, I'll just give it a little bit of a slant so that it will be easy to sew, and then it will not be standing. It has to relax. So around that neckline, around the upper part, I will add half an inch to join my shoulder, and then I'll mark half an inch all the way to join my shoulders. That will be the allowance for the shoulder, and then I'll take the half an inch all the way like so. Remember I told you that our neckline is not going to be the conventional neckline. This is just going to be a straight neckline. So now, like I told you, I used 6 inches for the width. And using 6 inches for the width is because so that it will be easy for wearing, because it's not going to be having any depth. So by the time you open it up, that should give us about 12 inches. Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and use my normal hip measurement, which I think is or should be more than enough for my client to wear. So I'll go ahead and cut this as you see me doing. So go ahead and follow the whole process, and then you'll be getting exactly the same thing. So I'll come to the shoulder parts and then slant out the shoulder. Remember, there's already an half an inch for joining on the shoulder. So I'll indicate where my 6 inches for the neck width is by giving it a bit of a notch, so that when I'm sewing it, I'll not sew all through. And then I'll go ahead to open up the neckline. So now this is what we have. So just give it a notch right there. So now the next thing for us to do now is to indicate where we're going to be starting our shirring from. So this is entirely dependent on you, but if you can see the video very well, you see that it came down from the woman's on the bust measurement, or you can use your exact waist measurement, but I would advise you use your on the bust measurement. You come down by 1 inch or 2 inches from your under bust measurement. So in this case, I'm using about 15 inches from my shoulder. As you can see, that is what I'm indicating, marking right there. So I'll go ahead and give this a straight line. And then for the width of the shirring, I'll be making use of about 6 inches. So from that line that you drew from the shoulder, so I'm just trying to indicate the same line at the back of the fabric, because you know, when I open it up, I'll be ruling it out exactly the same way on this side as it will be on the other side. So I wanted to use I'm using about 6 inches for the shirring, because my client has big tummy, so I want the shirring part to like help and package our tummy area, if you understand what I mean. So I'll go ahead and roll it out like so. So this is what I have. And then for the intervals of the shirring, I'll be using half inch, and this is going to be applicable when you're making use of a shirring thread, because this will serve as a guideline for you when you're sewing it, so that you just follow the lines easily and then sew accordingly. But I'm going to be showing you another method that I used, because when I wanted to share my own, the elastic was not working with the fabric. I don't know why, probably because the fabric is not of a cotton fabric. I don't know, because it was just flat, it was not sharing it at all. So I just had to improvise and then used my half inch elastic, but I'll be showing you that in due course. So just go ahead and connect all this half an inch like so. So this is going to be taking a lot of time, so you just need to exercise patience and then do it as it should be, because whatever you draw out on these lines is exactly what you'll be sewing, and is of course the result you'll be getting. So you need to be very, very careful and patient when you are doing this. So as you can see, I didn't fast forward any part of this video, because I just want us to see how everything was done plainly and clearly. So if you have watched up to this level and you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe, because it's entirely free. And if you don't leave comments, please encourage your girl. It's not easy. Leave us beautiful comments, and if you have anything you want us to do for you, please, we'll definitely oblige. So you can see whatever I did here, I'll be repeating it on this other side, and then I'll be repeating it for the back piece as well. So you can see that it's quite a handful, so you just have to take your time and do that. So this is the back piece. So whatever I did there, I'll be repeating it here as well. So for this, I think I'll have to go and do it off camera, because doing it on camera, I don't know how long it will take. But for this part, I'll just open it up just to show you how I'm going to be extending the line, so that you understand when you're doing your own. So I was just trying to explain that after shearing, this thing is going to be shrinking. So I've gone ahead to do the shearing, and I did the shearing. Like, I went through some things behind the camera, so that's why I didn't show it. But I know that for our advanced students, they know how to use this elastic stuff. So you can see the thread that I had, but it was not working for the shearing, so that's why I had to abandon it and then went for my half an inch elastic, and it worked for me, even though the only difference is that it didn't give it that tiny look, but at least it gave it the effect that we wanted. So you can see I did about 7 lines or 8 lines, I beg your pardon. So now you can see it gave us the shearing look that we wanted. So when you're sewing this, I didn't use my lines, the half inch lines again, no. I just had to do it so that it will come out looking beautiful. I used the same width, but I didn't use the lines that I drew. So you can see that I used half an inch, and when sewing it, you drag and then you sew. So that's when it's going to be giving you this same effect that it gave, that the shearing thread was supposed to give. So that's about that. So the next thing now to do is to just place your fabrics on folds, right sides facing each other, and then for that point that I gave it a notch on the shoulder, you're going to be running about half an inch all the way down, and then you place the other side as well, and then run half an inch as well. And then you go ahead to fold your round sleeve by the allowance here that you have. So for mine, I folded by half an inch, which is of course 1 inch. And then for the sides, I'll go ahead and join it by half inch respectively. And then I'll be back to show you how I'm going to be doing the neckline, and that will be all about it. So let me quickly do all that, and then I'll be back to show you. So for the lower part, I will go ahead and join it, and then of course I'm going to be folding it by half an inch as well. So having done that, this is what we have. So you can see how beautiful our top is already looking. Yeah, so you can see the stretchy effects around that waist area. So you need that part to be not very tight, but comfortably tight, so that it will not frill out on time. So you can see the effect that it worked perfectly well. So now for the neckline part, so you're going to be taking your neckline. You can see that we already used half an inch to join it on the shoulders on each side. So the next thing to do now is to just take your neckline and then fold half an inch inwards, and then half an inch again. And then you're going to be sewing it down. So you're going to sew it for the front and the back neckline, like sew it around like that, and then we are good to go. Our top is super ready. So you can see it's sitting pretty. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to leave beautiful comments. So I've gone ahead to sew it. As you can see, the neckline is looking very beautiful, clean and neat. So thank you all, and see you all on my next tutorial. So like I always say, This is Genius Signatures, and I'm signing out. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye.